Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 11, Calculation of Time from the Atom. So, currently we have seen the first section of this chapter discusses about divisions of the time. So, right from 1 through T, we have seen to the point of Paksha, Masa, and up to the day of Brahma and life of Brahma. So, this is the division of the time. And time, which is based on the movement of the atom. So, this is very beautifully explained in this chapter. Combination of the atoms as the time and the movement of the atoms in the space as time. Now, the next section, that is the next two shlokas, Vidura is inquiring about those who are beyond Kalpa. So, 16 and 17, this is second section of the chapter, Vidura's inquiry about those who are beyond Kalpa. Oh, yeah, we are at text 15, last one, we will complete this. यस्रजश्च शक्तिम् अवरोधस्पृशन् स्वशक्त्या पुंसोम भद्राय दिविधावति भूतवेदः कालाख्यया गुणमयं क्रतुभिर्वितन्वन् तस्मै बलिं हरत वत्सर पञ्चकाय.
O Vidura, the sun enlivens all living entities with his unlimited heat and light. He diminishes the duration of life of all living entities in order to release them from their illusion of material attachment, and he enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdom. He thus moves in the firmament of great velocity, and therefore everyone should offer him respects once every 5 years with all ingredients of worship. Hare Krishna.
So here it is, the glories of the sun god. The sun enlivens all the living entities with unlimited heat and light. It diminishes the duration of life of the living entity in order to their final release from the illusion of the material attachment. Later, it will come that how Ayu Harati Vaipumsam, that Ayu Harati. But Ayu Harati, here it is a very positive connotation, that the positive connotation of Ayu Harati is that if on a right track, by every rising and setting of the sun, one day we are closer to eternal reality. It enlarges the path of elevation and thus moves with great velocity. So here one can see the sun god as a devotee of the Lord, and he is moving very fast. Why? So that one's time to eternity one can come close as soon as possible. And therefore, one should offer him obeisances unto the sun god once every 5 years, 5 samvatsara, with all great ingredients of worship. So one should offer obeisances. So this is about some yagya to be mentioned, to be performed. But we offer obeisances every day. Those who are with Brahman initiated devotees, they will do 3 times Gayatri. So one of the Gayatri mantra is the Surya Gayatri mantra. Text 16. So 16, 17 is the Vidura's inquiry about those beyond this kalpa. Vidura uvacha pitrudeva manusyanam ayuh paramidam smritam paresham gatima chakshva yesyo kalpad bahirvidah. Translation.
Translation: Vidura said, I now understand the life durations of the residents of the Pitta planets and heavenly planets, as well as that of the human beings. Now kindly inform me of the durations of life of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of Kalpa. Purport: the partial dissolution of the universe that takes place at the end of the Brahma's day does not affect all the planetary systems. The planets of highly learned living entities like the sages Sanaka and Bhrigu are not affected by the dissolutions of the millenniums. All the planets are of different types, and each is controlled by a different Kala Chakra or schedule of eternal time. The time of the Earth planet is not applicable to other, more elevated planets. Therefore, Vidura herein inquires about the duration of life on other planets. Hare Krishna.
So those who are not affected by this kalpa, Vidura says here, I have understood the life duration of the residents of the Pitta planets. I have understood the heavenly planets, and I have also understood about the solar, that is, human beings, that Kala Chakra I have understood. Now please inform me duration of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of kalpa. So kalpa is the day of Brahma, in the purport Srila Prabhupada explains. And at the end of the Brahma's day, there is the partial dissolution of the universe. But that dissolution, that pralaya, is not going to affect all the planetary systems. So there are the higher planets, which will be explained later, where such great, vastly advanced living entities they reside, like Chatushkumar, Sanaka, Bhrigumuni, so on and so forth. Their planets are not affected by this dissolution, the partial dissolution, which happens every day at the end of Brahma's day, which is called as Kalpa. So Prabhupada says that every planet moves with a different Kala Chakra, and the time on the Earth planet, the Earth Kala Chakra, is not applicable to other more elevated planets. And therefore now Vidura is inquiring that what is the duration of life on the other planets which are not affected by the Kalpa. Text 17. Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatim Bhagavato Nanu Vishvam Vichakshate Dhira Yogaradhena Chakshusha. Translation.
O spiritually powerful one, you can understand the movements of eternal time, which is controlling form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because you are self-realized person, you can see everything by the power of mystic vision. Purport. Those who have reached the highest perfectional stage of mystic power and can see everything in the past, present, and future are called Trikala Janas. Similarly, the devotees of the Lord can see everything clearly that is in the elevated and the revealed scriptures. The devotees of the Lord Shri Krishna can very easily understand the signs of Krishna as well as the situation of the material and spiritual creations without difficulty. Devotees do not have to endeavor for any yoga siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by the grace of the Lord who is sitting in everyone's heart.
Bhagavan, O Muni Maitreya, Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatim Bhagavato Nanu. O spiritually powerful one, you can understand the movement of the eternal time, which is the controlling form of the Supreme Lord. Kalasya. Because you are self-realized person, you can see everything with the power of your mystic vision. Prabhupada says in the purport that the highest perfectional stage of the mystic power, one can see past, present, and future. And such a personality is known as Trikaladarshi. So there are Siddha Purush who can see in the future. Like, there are some Babas now also. they can see some immediate future, that who will pick up which chit, what question will be written on this chit, and what is my answer. So something here and there they can see. Of course, some people doubt it, some people have a faith, and a vast majority follows them. But what the point is, to the degree one receives the mystic advancement, to that degree, mystic perfection, to that degree, one can see the future. One can clearly see the past, because the time just becomes one of the variable in their heads, right? So he's saying, Maitreya Muni, you are such powerful personality. In the purport, Prabhupada further explains that such a thing is not required for a devotee. Devotee knows the present, devotee knows the future by the virtue of Shastra Chakshu. Like we know what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. And therefore, by the mercy of the Lord, devotee will know whatever is required by the virtue of the Shastra Chakshu and by mercy of the Lord. And therefore, devotees will not endeavor for this kind of Yoga Siddhi. Yoga Siddhis will come with very cheap adoration, very cheap following, and there is a heavy chance of distraction, typically called as we began as a spiritual movement and we continue to remain as a civil movement. So this is the falling down from the spiritual position. And therefore, Prabhupada was always very careful to keep the mission as spiritual mission. Although being socially relevant, we should make sure that we do not glide down to the platform of material mission. We should maintain the spirituality of the mission. And therefore, this Yoga Siddhi does not excite a devotee, becoming smaller than smallest, bigger than biggest, so on and so forth. It is not very exciting to the devotees, right? We have seen this example of Rasikacharya, is Rasikananda Thakur. So Rasikananda Thakur was a great devotee of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's our disciplic succession. And one day in Bengal, when he was just brushing his teeth early in the morning, along with his disciples, suddenly they saw one khechari flying in the, sitting on the jhadu, broomstick. The khechari was sitting and she was flying in the sky. So this is a black magic. Khechari came in sky. Chari means charan karna. Khechari means one who is flying in the sky. Putana was such a khechari. And all the disciples of Rasikananda Thakur, they became so amazed. They forgot they were brushing teeth and they were just looking in the sky, this khechari doing here and there. And Rasikananda Thakur said, this is all very cheap mystic siddhis and you should never be excited with these cheap siddhis. But still disciples were not very fully convinced. So Rasikananda Thakur, he just took his datun, which with he was brushing his teeth, put on the ground and he stood on that and said, fly Datun. And Datun Rasikananda Thakur just began to fly everywhere. And all the disciples, they were wondering that our Guru is also flying in the sky. And then he came down and he said that please continue brushing teeth, and the matter was over. So devotees of the Lord do not very much appreciate this yoga siddhis. Somebody came to Prabhupada and he said that, Prabhupada, there is a sadhu who can walk on water. And Prabhupada said that is 50 paisa siddhi. Especially in Bengal, if you go to move from one river bank to another, one can take a boat. And their Bengal boats are so cheap, damn cheap it is. You will cross like, till date the ticket is for 1 rupee, 50 paise, 10 paise. These are the tickets, right? And Prabhupada says, what I can achieve walking over the water by 50 paise, why I will waste my life 25, 30 years to attain some stupid kind of a siddhi. So devotees of the Lord, they are not interested in such yoga siddhi. Text 18. Now text 18 to 27, we are going to discuss the duration of the yugas and the manus. So this is as per the question of Viduraji. So this is the section 3 of the 4th section, duration of the yugas and the manus. Maitreya uvacha kritam tvetadvaparam cha kalischeti chaturyugam divyair dvadashabhir varshair savadhanam nirupitam. Translation.
Maitreya said, O Vidura, the 4 millenniums are called. Go ahead, Mataji.
Maitreya said, O Vidura, the 4 millennium are called the Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. The aggregate number of years of all of these combined is equal to 12,000 years of the demigod. Purport. The years of the demigod are equal to 360 years of humankind, as will be clarified in the subsequent verses. 12,000 of the demigods here, including the transcendental period, which are called Yuga Sandhya, comprise the total of the aforementioned 4 million. This, the aggregate of the above mentioned 4 million, is a 4,320,000 years.
So now Maitreya said, "O Vidura, the 4 millenniums, the 4 yugas, are called as Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali. The aggregate number of these years, they constitute to 12,000 years of the demigods." Now, if you see, we have seen this calculation many times, that Kali Yuga is lasting for 4,32,000 years, right? And then 2 times is Dwapar Yuga, 3 times is Treta Yuga, 4 times is Satya Yuga, and then 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 10 times, and that is one Divya Yuga. And this one Divya Yuga is 43,20,000 years, and this is, right, this is 12,000 years of the demigods. So what is the calculation? We have seen that calculation. 1 day of the human beings is equal to one year of the human beings is equal to 1 full day of the demigods. Night is equal to Dakshanayan, day is equal to Uttarayan. And thus, when you multiply 12,000 multiply by 360, the answer will be 43,20,000 years. Text 19. So whenever in Bhagavad Gita we explain these calculations, these are coming from this section of Bhagavatam, to be more precise. Chatvari trini de dve chaikam krutadishu yathakramam sankhyatani sahasrani dvigunani shatani cha. Translation.
The duration of the Satya millennium equal to 4,800 years of the demigods. The duration of the Treta millennium equals 3,600 years of the demigods. The duration of the Dwapara millennium equals 2,400 years, and that of Kali millennium is 1,200 years of the demigods. Purport. As aforementioned, 1 year of the demigods is equal to 360 years of the human beings. The duration of the Satya Yuga is therefore 4,800 into 360, or 17,28,000 years. The duration of the Treta Yuga is 3,600 into 360, or 12,96,000 years. The duration of the Dwapar Yuga is 2,400 by 360, or 8,64,000 years. And the last, the Kali Yuga, is 1,200 by 360, or 432,000 years. Thank you, Prabhu.
So this is the verse. Chatvari trini dve chaikam. So cha ekam. So ekam is Kali, dve is Dwapar, trini is Treta, chatvari is Krita or Satya Yuga. So Kali Yuga lasts for 1,200 years of the demigods, Dwapar Yuga 2,400, Treta Yuga 3,600, and Satya Yuga for 4,800 years of the demigods. So in total, there are 12,000 years of the demigods in one Divya Yuga, which is equal to 43,20,000 solar years. Text 20. Sandhya sandhyanchator antar kalasshata sankhyo tamevahur yugat tadnyat yatra dharmo vidhiyate. Translation.
The transitional periods before and after every millennium, which are a few hundred years as aforementioned, are known as Yugat Sandhyas, or the conjunctions of 2 millenniums, according to the expert astronomers. In those periods, all kinds of religious activities are performed. Hare Krishna.
So between the two, there is something called as Sandhya. What is Sandhya? Sandhya means transition. Just like, even in the day, there are 3 Sandhyas. Dhyayam 3 Sandhyas. So there is from when the night is turning into morning, there is a transition. When morning is turning into afternoon, and when evening is, our day is turning into night, there is another transition. So there is a Pratah Sandhya, Madhyana Sandhya, and Sayam Sandhya. So similarly, when the yugas are going to change from Satya Yuga to Treta, between them there is a Sandhya, Yuga Sandhya. So this is called as Yuga Sandhya. From Treta to Dwapar, from Dwapar to Kali, and from again Kali to Satya Yuga. So conjunction between the two yugas is called as Sandhya. That will last for a few thousand years, a few hundred years. And this is what is explained by the learned transcendentalist. Text 21. Dharmaschatuspanam manujan krite samanuvartate sa eshyanyeshwadharmena vyatipadena vardhata. Translation.
O Vidura, in the Satya millennium, man can properly and completely maintain the principles of religion, but in other millenniums, religion gradually decreased by one part as irreligion was proportionately admitted. Thank you. Purport. In the Satya millennium, complete execution of religious principles prevailed. Gradually, the principles of religion decreased by one part in each of the subsequent millenniums. In other words, at present, there is one part of one part religion and three parts of religion. Therefore, people in this age are not very happy. Thank you, Prabhu.
So Satya Yuga is the perfectional yuga. And later, the 1/4 is reduced with every age. Every passing age, there is one fourth of the reduction in the qualities. And Prabhupada says that currently, therefore, there is 3/4 of the religion and 1/4 is only religion. Only the leg of Satya is standing. Other legs like mercy, austerity, cleanliness, they are completely destroyed. And that's why people are not very happy. Text 22. Trilokya yuga saha sahastram बहिरा ब्रह्मणो दिनं तातत्येव निशातात यन्मीरिति विश्वसृक्. Translation.
Translation. Outside the three planetary systems, Swarga, Martya, and Patala, the four yugas multiplied by 1000 comprise one day on the planet of Brahma. A similar period comprises a night of Brahma in which the creator of the universe goes to sleep. Purport. When Brahma goes to sleep in his night time, the three planetary systems below Brahmaloka are all submerged in the water of devastation. In a sleeping condition, Brahma dreams about the Garbhodaksha Vishnu and takes instruction from the Lord for the rehabilitation of the devastated area of space. Hare Krishna.
So this Chaturyuga, Sahastra Yuga Paryantam, thousands such Chaturyugas constitute one day of Brahma. And equally is one night of Brahma. So whenever we quote, these are the direct references from Bhagavatam with numbers, right? So generally we quote this in Bhagavad Gita classes. The numbers come here from 3rd canto, chapter 11, calculation of time right from the atom up to the Yuga Sandhyas, Yugas, and the day of Brahma and life of Brahma. Text 23. Nishavasan arabdho lokakalpo anuvartate yavaddinam bhagavato manun bhujanchaya chaturdasha. Translation.
At the end of Brahma's night, the creation of the three worlds begin again in the daytime of daytime of Brahma, and they continue to exist through the life duration of 14 consecutive Manus, or fathers of mankind. Purport. And at the end of the life of each Manu, there are shorter dissolutions also. Hare Krishna.
So when the day of Brahma begins, then the Manvantara Kala begins, and there are 14 Manus, and 14 Manus will take charge of everything. This is within one day of Brahma. But after each life of Manu, there is a partial dissolution as well. So look at how many pralayas we are talking about. There is a pralaya at the end of the Manu's life. There is a pralaya at the day of Brahma, and there is a pralaya at the end of life of Brahma, where the entire material creation is taken within the. So when that creation happens, even Brahma dies, he goes back to Godhead. At the Brahma sleeps, and when Manu changes, these are three types of pralaya which takes place. Text 24. Swam swam kalar manur bhungte sadhikam yeka saptatim. Translation.
Each and every Manu enjoys a life of a little more than 71 sets of 4 millenniums. Purport. The duration of life of a Manu comprises 71 sets of 4 millenniums as described in the Vishnu Purana. The duration of life of one Manu is about 852,000 years in the calculation of the demigods, or in the calculation of human beings, 306,720,000 years. Hare Krishna.
So in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. In one day of Brahma, there are 1,000 Divya Yugas. So 1,000 Divya Yugas divided by 14 will come around 71, 72 Divya Yugas for each Manu. Right. So how much? So this is the simple calculation if we can do that 1,000 divided by 14. Right. How much it is coming? 1,000 divided by 14. 71.42 or 43. So little more than 71 Divyugas are coming for each Manu. And then this multiplied by, what is one Divyuga? 43 lakh 20,000 years. Then this is the lifetime of the Manu according to the human calculations. Right. So this is the lifetime of Manu is being described here. Manvantareshu manavas tadvamsham rishayasura bhavanti chaiva yugapat sureshas chanuyenatan. Translation.
After the dissolution of each and every Manu, the next Manu comes in order, along with his descendants, who rule over the different planets. But the seven famous sages and the demigods like Indra and their followers, such as Gandharvas, all appear simultaneously with Manu. Purport. There are 14 Manus in each day of Brahma, in one day of Brahma, and each of them has different descendants. Thank you.
So when the Manu changes, transition of the Manu, there is the next set of all these personalities. The next set of demigods will come in picture. The next set of the Saptarshis will come in picture. Next Indra will be there. Next Gandharva. So all these personalities will be changed after the Manvantara. So what is the life of the demigods? Life of the demigods is duration of the Manu. So one Manvantara is the life of the demigods. And then the next Manvantara, other living entities, they will take the positions of different Devata, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Ganapati, so on and so forth. Nobody can become Shiva because Shiva Tattva is a different Tattva altogether. Nobody can become Durga because that is also a different Shakti Tattva. But others, positions like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, the set will be replaced by another set of Manu. Just like you have the next Prime Minister comes with his own finance minister and defense minister, so on and so forth. So similarly, this Manu, he will come with his own Mantrimandal, right? And there are 14 such Manus in one day of Brahma, and each of them have different descendants. So we will conclude here and continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandapana. Prabhu, small question.
Yes.
Prabhu, sorry, I joined a little bit late today. I'm trying to understand the years of demigods and the calculation whole point. You said this is a root, these shlokas are the root of calculation, right? So here it says the years of the demigods are equal to 360 years of humankind. I think that's where the whole multiplication started. That's this line. So where is this clearly mentioned, Prabhu, that 360 years of humankind is 1 year of demigod?
Yeah. Just 1 second. This is mentioned in text 11 and 12. Ahani ayane chahani prahur vatsaro dvadasha smritah samvatsarashatam dranam. The two solar movements make one day and night of the demigods. And thus the combination of day and night is one complete calendar year of the human beings. The human beings has the duration of 100 such years. So this is text 12.
Yes, Prabhupada. Thank you.
Right. It
Yeah.
clearly mentions about, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
2 servants is like 360 plus 360, 720. That's basically equal to 2 days.
No, 360 years, 180 days is equal to half the year of the demigods.
Okay.
That
What
is
is-
Uttarayan.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
And then there is Dakshinayan.
Yes, Prabhu. Right. Yeah.
So you're
One-
asking what is the basis of one solar year? So this is the basis, text 12.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I also have one question.
Yeah.
You see, in Bhagavad Gita also we read that sometimes they say that the life, if someone wants to go to heavenly planets, the life of heavenly planets is 10,000 years. So, matlab, what is that calculation basically?
You see, the life in heavenly planets is not fixed for everyone. Kṣīne punye martyalokam vishanti. Tetvam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. So based on one's punya, one will enjoy the heavenly planets. But how long? Based on one's punya. So somebody may go to heavenly planets and keep on doing punya and keep on increasing one's stay in heavenly planet as well. There is no death in the heavenly planets. What it means is that as soon as person is about to die means is he finished of his punya activities, he is thrown out of the heaven and is thrown to the Martyaloka. Right. But what is the lifespan in heavenly planets? That is maximum up to duration of one manvantara. So one manvantara we have seen that 71.4 the Divya Yugas, and that is multiplied by, so that's what Prabhupada says, that number 306,720,000 years.
Okay.
Okay. So it is not that everybody will remain for a fixed year in the heavenly planets. That will depend on one's punya as well. But the set of the demigods, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Ganapati, these are they will live for one Manu. They come with the Manu, and mostly all of them go back home, back to Godhead with Manu.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Thank you.
So, I mean, time to time, we really want to thank our Tapan Prabhu, Mudit Krishna Prabhu, Parijat Leela Mataji, and this team, that every day, without fail, our meeting begins at 7:10, and these are the devotees who are, behind this entire thing. And Tapan Prabhu also uploads every day all these discussions on YouTube also. So some of you may be aware that we have a YouTube channel for this readings every day. So it happens so smoothly, swabhaviki jnana bala kriya. It happens so smoothly that when it doesn't happen, we realize, oh, somebody is managing this. So, so thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. All devotees, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
अभी ये